As you begin to relax and settle into a comfortable position, you may notice your breath slowing down, becoming deeper and more relaxed with each exhale. As you notice this, you can allow yourself to feel more at ease. With each breath, you may become more aware of the ease in your body, so that the air flows gently in and out, each breath making it easier to sink into the deep comfort of the present moment. And in this moment, as you begin to realize how natural it is to feel calm, you can also remember that people, just like you, have their own unique beliefs, their own experiences that shape how they see the world. And that's completely okay. You don't need to agree with them, and that's alright, because you realize we're all perfectly imperfect in our own way. As you think about this, you begin to notice how empowering it can be to simply accept everyone's beliefs they're valid, even if they seem completely different from your own. There was a time, after all, when people with differing beliefs, they could still come together, could still find common ground, because they could see beyond the surface. As you bring this to mind, you can also see how, just like you, people can begin to find connections, to recognize similarities, and even the most different perspectives. When you do this, you naturally begin to echo their reality. You match their rhythm, pace their words, while still standing firm in your own truth. It's an easy flow, matching and mirroring, not in a way that feels forced, but in a way that feels natural, because you can do this effortlessly now. Instead of reacting emotionally, instead of falling into old habits of arguments and defensiveness, you realize something even more powerful. The reacting emotionally is just a distraction. You notice when you stay calm, when you stay centered, you regain your power. And it's no longer about winning a fight or defending a position, but instead it becomes an exploration, a moment to ask the right questions, gentle questions that guide you to a deeper understanding, and in turn guide others to see things from a new perspective. When you ask questions like, what if there's an exception to that belief? Or, is it always true that this is the way things are? You begin to notice how effortlessly the old beliefs start to soften. In that moment, there's nothing more powerful than the simple, curious question. Just one question that can open a door to something new. You begin to realize all it takes is one exception for those old limiting beliefs to begin to crumble piece by piece. And then when you shift perspectives, you can introduce gentle reframes. Things like, what's another way of seeing this? Or, what if this belief doesn't define you? When you reframe, you see how things change, how things open up. There's a deep unconscious shift that begins to take place because as you speak with clarity and confidence, your words have a deeper effect, installing new beliefs, new ways of seeing the world. You may notice how natural this becomes, how effortless it feels. Now as you allow these new perspectives to sink in, you may notice it doesn't have to happen all at once. It's not about forcing change. It's about allowing it to unfold in its own time. And with each question, each reframe, you can notice how your perspective shifts, how your reality shifts, and how you can bring these gentle, loving shifts to others. The more you do this, the more you recognize you have the power to guide and to empower, not through force, but through simple, loving questions. And as you continue, you realize it's all a game, a playful, entertaining, joyful game. The game of life, with its challenges, with its constraints, with its contrast. You begin to see them not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, to play, to adapt. It's so simple now. You know mistakes, they don't exist in the way that they once seemed to. Instead, there's only trial and error. There's only learning, redirecting, adapting and growing. As you look at challenges, you now see them as growth, as signs that you're becoming stronger, more resilient, more adaptable. Every moment of discomfort, every bit of contrast, simply becomes an invitation to grow and evolve even more easily. And the more you embrace it, the easier it gets. And you feel how it flows, how smooth it becomes, to ask questions, to reframe, to shift perspectives. You're playing now. You've stepped into a new way of being. You've realised that when you're in control of the frame, when you're in control of your response, you're no longer defending yourself. You're no longer afraid of being attacked or confronted. You know now, more than ever, that you have the power. The power lies in your ability to stay calm, to ask the questions that open up new possibilities. And even when someone questions your questions, you simply ask more. It becomes a playful dance, an enjoyable back and forth. With each question, with each new perspective, you regain more of your own power. You realise, in this game, in this flow, mistakes don't exist. There's no need to fear. There's only learning, only changing, only evolution. And it's effortless, it's natural, it's fun. And the more you enjoy it, the easier it gets. And the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the easier it becomes. To help others to see things differently. To bring them along on the same journey of discovery. Because you know, as you grow, they can too. Now as you continue to relax, you may notice this process feels more and more like second nature. It becomes easier, more natural, more effortless. The more you engage with it, the more you see the world opening up with possibilities, with opportunities for growth. And you're no longer burdened by the weight of fear or anxiety. It's all part of the flow, and you're part of that flow, always moving forward, always adapting, always growing. And with each breath you take, you can relax even more deeply into this knowing, into this power, into this effortless flow of life. And you may notice, the more you relax, the more natural this becomes. The more you embrace these new beliefs, the more you start to see you can navigate life with ease and confidence, knowing you're always in control of your own response, your own reality, your own experience. And with that, you let go. Let go of any last remnants of resistance. And feel the deep sense of freedom that comes from knowing you're always growing, always adapting, always in control. It's all so natural. It's all so easy. It's all unfolding perfectly, just as it should.